Has Sonia Gandhi been questioned? As of today, has Sonia Gandhi been questioned at any stage? Has any leader of the Congress party been questioned by in the Augusta Westland? If kickbacks were taken, Dr. Swamy, there is no evidence as of today that the CBI has proceeded against Sonia Gandhi.
You are just going on saying things which have no meaning in this present context.
Why?
We will examine Ms. Sonia Gandhi when we have something concrete. We can't examine Mrs. Sonia Gandhi unless we have something concrete. Now we have something, which is the High Court judgment of the Italian High Court. And on that basis, we can certainly question her. Certainly to ask her, what does it mean? What was your role? How far did you go? And we have a parallel investigation going on.
She says it's a tissue of life. Sonia Gandhi says it's a tissue of life.
Let her deny. She may deny to Rajdeep Sardesai, it has no meaning whatsoever. But to deny it to the CBI as well as the Enforcement Directorate, which will be backed with some evidence, it will be a totally different thing. And in fact, if she tells a lie, she will be immediately made into an accused and taken to custody.
As of today,
you must, well, yes.
As of today, what is that evidence? What do you believe that the CBI, as you yourself said, finding the money trail is very difficult, because my fifth and last big question here is, will Augusta Westland go the Beaufort's way? Dr. Swamy, let's be very clear. Will Augusta Westland go the Beaufort's way is the fifth big question. There is a money trail. There are middlemen who are involved. The middlemen who are allegedly the bribe givers have been prosecuted. The bribe takers are not leaving a money trail. There are no check payments here, and as you rightly said, it's possibly gone to shell companies. How do you then actually crack the case?
Yes, it is much easier now because of the terrorist financing concept which has now gripped the United Nations and the United States in particular. It is much easier to track these things. And in fact, there has been a fair amount of tracking. I can even identify one bank account which Ms. Sonia Gandhi has, which is called Sarasin Bank in Geneva, and Pictet Bank in Zurich.
No, you're making a serious allegation. You know the bank accounts of Sonia Gandhi in Zurich and Geneva?
I'm making an allegation.
No, I am making an allegation. You have evidence?
She has two bank accounts, Sarasin Bank and Pictet Bank. That is my allegation. Of course it is. But the issue is, why is Ms. Sonia Gandhi not being questioned yet? Well, I think when the CBI feels it's ready,
do you have the bank account numbers? You have made a very strong statement. Do you have the bank account numbers of Sonia Gandhi in these banks? Why have you not revealed it to the CBI and Enforcement Directorate then?
Why? Don't be stupid. Why don't you listen to what I am saying? I never said I have the bank. Come on now.
You know the banks.
I never said I had the bank account numbers.
You say you know the banks.
Of course I know the banks. I know the banks, and I know that the Enforcement Directorate is onto it.
Abhishek
so don't
Manu,
tell me all that. If there is a discussion in Parliament, many of these papers which will be tabled will put you into a great deal of embarrassment. And as the Defence Minister, Mr. Parikar, has said, a lot of top Congress leaders have got the bribe.
At the moment there are generalities, but Abhishek Manu Singhvi, respond to the specific charge which is being made by Dr. Swamy, that he knows of two specific banks where Sonia Gandhi has money.
Yes.
Foreign banks.
I will, if you'll allow me to. There are multiple questions, multiple comments. Very quickly. First and foremost, when sensationalism takes the place of sense, what happens is that the object becomes to keep the pot boiling. The result is that because you want to keep the pot boiling and target only big names, the real culprits get away. There is no doubt that there is material and evidence to suggest that bribes have been given and taken. But in this whole process, what you're going to do is just score debating points, and the real chaps will get away. That's point number one. Point number two, I think with the vast, and let me tell you, point number two is that my real point about 24 months of nothing concrete coming out of CBI remains unanswered, because he cannot answer it, because the CBI has been able to unearth nothing under a Modi government. Number three, if there are these bank accounts, look Rajdeep, for the last 1 year, we have this flurry of laws. We have Panama bank accounts, we have the black money bill, we have the ED, we have the money laundering. Surely it should take 30 seconds for the Minister of Finance and his department to have published his bank account. You are publishing Amitabh Bachchan's name, you are publishing everybody's name every day. Why not publish this in one day, 1 week? Dr. Swamy can ensure that the finance minister does it. Why is it not happening?
Dr. Swamy, respond.
We have to
no,
be a little
just a minute.
restrained.
Dr. Swamy, the charge which will be made is that there are a lot of allegations, there's a lot of smoke without fire. You've had a long-standing battle with Sonia Gandhi and the Gandhi family, but can you go only on the basis of allegation? At the moment, you're going by this one letter written by Christian Michel, which at the same judgment says there is no evidence of misconduct by either Manmohan Singh or Sonia Gandhi. No. The charge will be made that you are throwing a lot of smoke without fire. Where is the fire? Where is the smoking gun?
You have a pet canned comment on everything. In National Herald you said the same thing.
No, I'm asking you.
Where are you going to prosecute her? Now she has reached. Now you are asking me, let me tell you that I told you that she has a bank account in Sarasin Bank and Pictet Bank. Alright. Now the issue is, why isn't the CBI investigating? Of course they are investigating. The Enforcement Directorate is on to it. It is their job. I am not an investigator. I am not responsible for investigation. I have a record of being right in most of these matters. But later on it turns out to be true. Even in 2G the same thing was told. The Congress told me the same thing. Sensationalism, nothing, zero loss. Ultimately what happened, the case proceeded, and people are now being prosecuted in the final stages. I am saying therefore the best way to get to the truth to your satisfaction is let there be a free parliament discussion on it.
No, the discussion won't get anywhere. Why don't you ask your finance, sir, why doesn't the finance minister go to these, send a team to these two banks? You have given the names of two banks. Why don't you ask Arun Jaitley ji to investigate? Should Arun Jaitley not go to these two banks and investigate if Sonia Gandhi has an account?
You are full of yourself, you don't listen to anybody. You go on saying the same thing. Why don't you do? How do you know I have not asked them? How do you know I have not given them the information? And it's a question of when it is to be followed is not, you are not going to set the time schedule for it. We know that when we have reached the stage.
Sir, I am asking you a simple question, Dr. Swamy.
Not only does bank account.
You have today come out with a sensational claim that there are two banks in Geneva and in Germany where Sonia Gandhi has a bank account.
No, not Germany. Zurich.
Sorry, Geneva and Zurich.
Please don't misrepresent me again.
Yeah, Geneva and Zurich, where Sonia Gandhi has bank accounts. Why don't you ask the Minister of Finance and the government of the day to prosecute, to go ahead and investigate that? Why does the CBI or the Enforcement Directorate investigate what you are saying, sir?
Do you ever listen to people's replies? Sir, I told you the Enforcement Directorate is on the job. All right. So therefore it's only a question of time. We can't go according to your speed as you want it. We have to be satisfied finally that we have absolutely impeccable evidence. We have got leads, and that lead I've told you. And I have been doing this many times over and been right in the end. It's only you doubting Thomases, you have standard canned comments to make on this.
No, I am not a doubting Thomas. I am only raising the question. You have made a very, very serious charge today that the Congress president has two bank accounts.
How many times are you going to say that?
Now you need to...
Yes, she does.
It's your government. It's your government. Narendra Modi ji is in power. Arun Jaitley is there.
I agree.
Provide this information to them.
I'll cut you short by telling you I agree. It is my government. It is yes, it is to be done. And it is when it is to be done, I am satisfied that the pace that it is being done is being done properly.
Okay.
You may not be satisfied, it doesn't matter.
Abhishek Manu Singhvi, is Sonia Gandhi ready to be interrogated, questioned in this case, based on the information that Dr. Swamy claims to have?
Sonia Gandhi, merely because she is the head of a party in opposition, is not to be treated under a different criminal law, under a different procedure, under a different discriminatory attitude. Sonia Gandhi has all the rights of a citizen. She will exercise them. She is not here to be subjected to vilification and a whole set of inquiries without even the beginning of the thumbnail.
It's not about vilification, but Sonia Gandhi can be questioned. She's not above the law.
Why should you and I debate it?
No, she's not above the law. She can be questioned, Dr.
What is the problem?
What is the harm in Sonia Gandhi taking questions from the CBI and the Enforcement Director?
Every case, do you know the laws, Rajdeep? Do you know the law, Rajdeep?
I am a lawyer.
Every case registered in India allows the investigating officer to question anyone in relation to that case. To question anyone in relation to that case. I'm only asking myself that beyond the current sensationalism and the tutu meme, for 24 months the CBI officer has never thought it fit to question because there is no evidence. There is a certain system, no, in law. I cannot today say the test appears to be what is the problem in questioning Rajdeep Sardesai even though there is no evidence against him and there is no name. But there is of course no bar. Anybody can walk into your office tomorrow and start questioning you. But when they ask you, what is the basis of your questioning, why have you come? Well then, let the investigating officer decide, let the law decide. The test does not appear to be why not. The test has to be why.
Okay.
You have to give reasons why. As of today, it is ironical that you are clasping at straws in an Italian court judgment. 4 places are descriptive mentions of Sonia Gandhi, word remotely suggesting flow of money. I repeat. And here you are saying, what is the harm in questioning? Well, if criminal law functions on the basis of what is the harm in questioning, then we'll be living in some kind of...
No, I didn't say what is the harm in questioning. I said Sonia Gandhi, if she has to be questioned, will have to accept the fact that she is not above the law. That's all I said. And therefore, if she has to be questioned, and Dr. Swamy will also have to come and give me...
Where is the question of above the law? No, where is the question above the law? Rajdeep, where is the question above the law? She went to the National Herald Court and stood there, sought bail. Where is the question above the law? Which of the leaders has done that? She submitted to the law, she argued, she went to Patiala House. What are we talking about? Which of the leaders, how many times has LK Advani done it? There's a criminal charge 10 years old pending against him. Let's be fair.
Dr. Swamy, let me then give you the final word. Dr. Swamy, is this part of your wider...
keep the pot boiling, or you want to do some real investigation?
Do you want to do real investigation or keep the pot boiling, Dr. Swamy? This is the dare which is being given to you by Dr. Singhvi today. Do you want to keep the pot boiling or do you want a real investigation?
They have been daring me since the day I started the 2G Spectrum scam, then the National Herald, and now this. These things, we don't go by dare. We have to be thorough in our investigation. I am not part of the investigation team. I am not in the CBI. I am not in the Enforcement Directorate. But I am concerned about corruption.
Okay.
And I do know, I do believe that the CBI and the Enforcement Directorate is on the right path. There are obstacles. They are overcoming it. And now we will certainly very soon have a full-fledged case going.
Let's leave it there. You believe that you will have enough evidence. According to Dr. Singhvi, this is only being done to keep the pot boiling. There is no hard evidence linking Sonia Gandhi to Augusta Westland. Dr. Swamy and Dr. Singhvi, as always, a pleasure having 2 clear voices joining me on the face-off today. What is the truth of this case? One murky element is that of the so-called middlemen in this case. Their names are Christian Michel, their names are Hashke, and their names are Jerosa. And along with them are the Tyagi cousins. Take a look at who are the cast. This is Bruno Spagnolin. The others who have been sentenced in this case so far. Giuseppe Orsi, remember, the head of Finmeccanica. Carlos Jerosa, Christian Michel, and Guido Hashke. And along with them is SP Tyagi, the former air chief, and his 3 cousins, one of whom, Sanjeev Julie Tyagi, is the one I spoke to and asked him directly, was he the beneficiary of these kickbacks? Listen to what he had to say. Your name has come up in the final Italian court judgment, and the judgment makes it very clear the destination, or at least partial, of the illicit funding to the payment of the price of corruption for the intervention of Air Chief Marshal Shashi Tyagi in favor of Augusta Westland went to his cousins. They included Julie, Sandeep and Doska. How do you respond?
Absolutely wrong, absolutely baseless, no evidence at all, no evidence. In fact, me, my brothers, we have nothing to do with this. 3 years ago.
You have nothing to do with Augusta Westland?
Absolutely nothing.
You have nothing to do with Finmechanica? Weren't you a consultant for a Finmechanica company?
I had a dealing with one of their companies known as Ansaldo Energia. Ansaldo Energia has made couple of power plants for NTPC and Neyveli Lignite. But I have no dealing with Augusta Westland at all.
So your dealings were with a company called Ansalda, which is a Finmechanica company. So the parent company of Augusta Westland and the parent company of Ansaldo were the same, which is Finmechanica.
Yes.
But you claim you only dealt in power contracts. At no stage did you ever, the two individuals who are being named in this are Guido Hashke and Mr. Gerosa, Dr. Gerosa. These are two middlemen who allegedly met you. And through them you went and introduced Air Chief Marshal SP Tyagi to them, and that is where you got a bribe for introducing them, and then the parameters of the VVIP chopper were changed.
Absolutely wrong. In fact, today
you know Hashke and you know Gerosa?
I know them, and I know them from 1996. This is the paper which I have brought. This is a paper letter from ABB Sai Sidelmi, written in 1996 with copy marked to Guido Hashke and Carlo Gerosa, when they came on my invitation to meet BSES and Delhi Electric Supply Undertaking to do a renovation modernization power plant. That's number one. My dealing with Ansaldo Energia dates back to 1995-1996. This is the letter which is a proof. I not only dealt with them, but I signed a contract as a consultant. This is the agreement which I signed in 1997 with Ansaldo Energia.
In 2004, did you take Hashke or Gerosa to meet your cousin SP Tyagi or not?
Sir, no sir, no, never. In fact, I do not know.
So all these dealings, you do not know?
Augusta Westland at all.
You do not know Augusta Westland? You have never dealt in defense at all?
Never,
you have only dealt in power. Why is your name then coming?
Precisely.
Why is your name coming, sir?
Precisely, sir, because 3 years ago also when this tornado struck us, which has destroyed us physically, mentally, socially, financially, Guido Hashke knew for certain that my cousin is air chief. He also knew that we are not in touch with him because of certain family problems. We were not talking. And he never talked to me on this subject.
Hashke knew. Okay, that was the breaking news that we are now. First, my take on Augusta Westland. Where do I stand on Augusta Westland? You've heard various sides. This is what I believe. There is a real danger that an Augusta Westland will go the Bofors way. Rather than being tied down to political sparring, the country wants the bribe takers identified and punished. So let's give the CBI a time-bound period within which to complete its investigations. And importantly, we say don't spare the guilty, but don't presume guilt based on allegations either. That's what I would say is the only way Augusta Westland doesn't go the Bofors way. I cut out of that earlier recorded interview because we're getting breaking news at the moment. And the breaking news is, as you can see, Shashank Manohar, the BCCI president, could now be quitting his post. Boria Majumdar joining me with that big piece of breaking news. Am I to understand that this is a fallout of what has happened in the Supreme Court today with the IPL judgment, or is there some other reason for this, Boria?
No, this is as a result of the ICC development tragedy, because a couple of days back on the 25th and 26th of April, the ICC executive board met in Dubai. And if I understand from my ICC sources, all the 13 board members have now decided to unanimously